Hello, this is Zule from Pomona, California, Zone 10A. Today is February 17, 2020, and today we will be planting the Ace 55 tomato. Now, I'm super excited. I have grown these before and they have done really, really well in my garden. So I thought that this year I would go ahead and record it to bring you guys along in the growing process of this beautiful tomato. Now, to start the seeds, I will be starting them in a Jiffy seed starting mix. It is very fluffy and absolutely great for starting your seeds because that way they won't be sink to the bottom or rot with heavy soil. So I always use the Jiffy peat pellets or I use the Jiffy seed starting mix. And I also want to provide you with a little bit of information about this gorgeous tomato. So first, this is a heirloom open pollinated seed, and this tomato variety was developed in the University of California in Los Angeles, California, where yours truly, was born and raised. So much love for Los Angeles. Now, this tomato variety was originally bred for the marketplace, and the reason for that is because it is resistant to disease and to cracking. It was first offered to the public for sale in 1950. It is a medium sized to large tomato. It is low acid, so not very good for canning unless you're going to add more ingredients to bring up that acidity. But it is best to eat fresh because of that low acid content it has. When I have grown it, it doesn't last more than 2 days in the house because it is not only just beautiful and productive, but it is absolutely delicious. Today is March 1st, 2020, and our Ace 55 tomatoes are popping up. And it seems like I have to be giving them a little bit of water. These seem a little bit dry. So I'll go ahead and add some water and I'll keep you guys posted. Today is March 18, 2020, and our Ace 55 seeds are all sprouted and they're even starting to get their true leaves, which is these. And most of them seem to be having their true leaves already. So they're looking pretty good. I'll keep you posted. Today is March 28th, 2020. And our Ace 55 tomatoes seedlings are looking really nice. Today is April 2nd, 2020, and today I'll be planting out my Ace 55 tomatoes. And they're looking really good, really healthy. So let's go ahead and get to planting them. And I am so sorry for the wind. I know it's windy, so I hope this video you can hear me clearly. But all right, so what we're gonna add is I'm going to be adding vegetable and tomato food, and I'm going to be adding this vegetable and tomato food. I'm also going to be adding some worm castings that I got, and I'm also going to be adding this non-fat, let me show you the box, maybe you want to see that, non-fat dry milk. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I already did the holes, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of the worm castings, and then I'm going to be adding a little bit of this dry milk, or a lot of it. And the last thing is to add some of this. The last thing would be to add some of this tomato fertilizer. And as you can see, I have visit from my patches. You're so naughty. No, baby. Alright, so all we're gonna do, all we're gonna do is just mix it in so that the roots are not sitting on that milk, fertilizer, and worm castings directly. Alright, and I think we're good. So let me go ahead and get these out of the little growing cells, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get this one. Try to disturb it try to disturb it the least possible so that it doesn't go into like shock or anything like that. And there she is, she's happy. Right, so let's do the next one. Same thing. You're gonna try to not disturb too much, lightly press, and that's how she rolls. Alright guys, so I will do the rest that are gonna be right here. So starting from that one to these two in front of my Jennifer's patch, strawberry patch. Alright, I'll keep you guys posted. Today is May 3rd, 2020, and I wanted to give you an update on how the Ace 55 tomato plants are doing. In my opinion, they are doing absolutely fabulous. So there they are. They're looking so pretty. Alright, I'll keep you guys posted. Today is May 13, 2020, and I wanted to show you guys something super duper cool. Check that out. We have flowers. Isn't that awesome? This one is opened already. It's super duper cute. And this one is starting to open. And then with the neighbor right here next door, this one also has some beautiful looking flowers. Check that out. Alright guys, I just wanted to share the excitement with the little buds or the little blooms, and I'll keep you guys posted. Today is June 23rd, 2020, and let's take a look at the Ace 55 tomato plant. Here it is, and check the size of the tomato. It has three tomatoes on here, and they are pretty big. I do have to say that the Ace 55 is really good to grow in your garden if you live in hot climate, because this is gonna be the second or third time I grow it, and it always performs really well with the heat. It doesn't wilt, and look at these tomatoes. They're pretty big. They're beautiful. I mean, yeah, they're just very pretty. All right, I'll give you guys an update when we have more tomatoes on this beautiful plant. Today is July 8th, 2020, and I wanted to give you guys an update on the Ace 55 tomato plant. It's doing really good, and I wanted to show you that the tomatoes that it has on here are starting to blush a little bit. So it seems that soon we'll be harvesting our first Ace 55 tomato of the season. So it has 3 huge ones. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then it has a decent looking one there, and then it has flower buds. All right, I'll keep you guys posted. Today is July 14, 2020, and I wanted to show you that our Ace 55 tomatoes are almost going to be ready for harvest. They're starting to blush a little bit. So here's this one. Super nice and big. And we have this one. And the plant looks a little beat up by this time. It's normal in my growing zone. It gets extremely hot, so the plant starts to die and we get attacked with the spider mites. I've been dealing with the spider mites, but I haven't been able to get rid of them completely. But it hasn't affected the fruit production and the Ace 55 tomatoes growing on the plant. All right, I'll keep you guys posted and bring you back for harvest day. Today is July 16, 2020, and today is the first tomato that I will be harvesting from the Ace 55 tomato plant. And let me show you, this top one is getting color in it, a little bit of color right there. Hopefully you can see that. But we have one that is absolutely ready for harvest. All right, so that's the one I showed you, and it's getting a red coloring to it. And this one is the one that is fully ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and this tomato plant, the Ace 55, has done really well with our heat, and it has done really well with the spider mites. It has gotten spider mites and it's still produced, and it's looking pretty good compared to the other tomato plants that are not looking so hot like that one. But anyways, let's go ahead and cut this bad boy and see how it really looks up close. I'm gonna try to cut and there it is. So let's take a look at this beautiful tomato. This is definitely one that I will be growing in my garden moving forward. I really like that it produces big tomatoes, and it does really well with our heat, which is very hard to find a tomato that does really well with our heat. And it does really well with the pests in the garden, like the spider mites. Most of my plants are gone because of the spider mites, and this one is still standing and is standing strong. It does have spider mite damage. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. That's the spider mites. However, the plant is looking really good compared to other varieties that I'm growing. So this one is definitely a keeper. Hope that you enjoy the start to finish, and if you haven't given Ace 55 tomato a try, I suggest you do. You're not gonna regret it, especially if you are in a hot climate like me. I look for tomatoes that can stand our heat, because not all tomato plants can stand the heat, and this one is definitely a keeper for me. Well guys, that's it from Little Beans Garden. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and as always, take care.